I'm doing a extra video for you guys this week, bonus video. It's a short story, but a good one. I actually uploaded this the other night, but I realized I left out some important facts, and it didn't come out exactly how I wanted it to. So I decided to redo it and then re-upload it. So if you guys didn't notice, I got a new background. I think it's pretty badass. Hope you guys like it. So I'm just chilling right here in my cell right now, on lockdown. I got some sound effects going in the background. If you guys can't tell what that is, it's just a little rain and thunder. I like to play that behind my paranormal and prison paranormal videos. And then I also got some different color lights, strobing, just to add a little bit more effect. So, before I get started, don't forget to hit like. Uh, don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And then please comment. I love to read you guys' comments and interact with you guys. So this is going to be another story about SMU1. Well, it actually starts at SMU1, but the majority of the story is at another yard, also in Florence, Arizona, another prison. Pretty sure it was Meadows unit. It was like a mid-level prison. I think it was like threes and fours mostly there. And I don't really know the layout of that prison or anything. I never worked there, never did overtime there or anything. But I think it was like kind of an older building. And so like I said, the story starts at SMU1, and there was a couple that worked there. They had just gotten married, and they both worked there at SMU. And I'm not going to say their real name. I'm going to call them something that sounds almost like their last name, but a little bit different. So I'm going to call them Mr. and Mrs. Dobbs. So they had just gotten married, and they seemed like they were pretty happy, like pretty in love and everything. And then I'd say like maybe like a couple months into it, maybe, I'd say maybe about 2 or 3 months into it, um, Mrs. Dobbs got transferred to a different unit. Like I said, Meadows unit, and I don't know if she requested it or if they just needed a CO over there. But so shortly after that, Mr. Dobbs like started to tell us that he was suspicious that his wife was like messing around on him, like cheating on him or something, right? And so after another couple of weeks, he started saying that he thought maybe she was involved with an inmate. So shortly after that, he told us that his wife was, I guess, under investigation, and I guess he had questioned her about it a couple times, but of course, she denied it. And but then I guess one night, she pretty much got caught in the act by a sergeant. I think it was. I think he just like snuck up on her to see what she was doing, and so she was caught with an inmate inside a control center, which of course number one is a big rule violation. You can't have any kind of inmates inside any kind of a control center. So they were caught in the act, basically. Like I don't know exactly what they were doing, but they were, or I don't know how far along they were, but they were definitely doing something that they weren't supposed to be doing, right? So the inmate was immediately taken to lockdown because, of course, that's a big rule violation, a big no-no. But obviously, to the inmate, it's worth it. He got some loving and probably just got like maybe 30 days lockdown or something like that, right? But she was immediately walked out. She was terminated, and then so like as soon as he found out, he basically told us he moved out. He told her he was filing for divorce, and so like she of course was like in a pretty bad place mentally because she just got fired Her husband just left her, and told her he's filing for divorce, and moved out. So he started telling us that she was calling him, crying and crying, and like telling him that she was going to kill herself and stuff. Like if he didn't, I guess come back to her or whatever. So he, unfortunately didn't. He didn't believe her, and I mean, a lot of people, would understand why he didn't want to come back to her, right? But I guess he didn't take her seriously. He didn't think, she was really gonna do anything to hurt herself, right? So I guess this went on for about 3 weeks, and then one night, I guess she got herself like really drunk. I think she was drinking some kind of whiskey, and I think she took a bunch of pills. I don't know if they were like sleeping pills or painkillers or something, but she put on her wedding dress and she hung herself. And I'm not sure if she like where she hung herself or like the exact details of that, but yeah, she put on her wedding dress and she hung herself, right? And I think they found her like maybe like 2 or 3 days later, and I think like maybe a neighbor or something, maybe like maybe a friend like was worried that she hadn't answered her phone or anything. And also, I'll mention really quick because this is important. They lived in town in Florence, Arizona. I don't remember if they were renting a house or an apartment, but they lived pretty close to the prison. Like there's housing like within like like a mile or a couple miles away from the prison. So she lived really close to the prison where she was working at before she got fired. This is going to be pretty important, in the story. So, he pretty much, I don't remember if we heard first from like law enforcement or I don't remember if it was on the news or not, but I know he was telling, everybody that he was friends with at our prison, what she had done, right? So we were all shocked and, like really sad because she was a really nice girl. She was cool, and yeah, she made a huge mistake, but I mean, we all do, and it just really sucks that she decided to take her young life like that, because I don't remember if I mentioned it or not, but they were like in their early 20s, like maybe like 22, 23. And, I was around that age too, like, somewhere in my early 20s. And this was like, I don't remember if I mentioned it, but this was like maybe around 96 or 97 this happened. So anyway, Mr. Dobbs, of course, he was shook like bad. So he took like 2 weeks off, and we weren't sure if he was gonna, like come back or not. But he came back after 2 weeks, and he was still like really depressed, of course, and like he felt guilty, because like I said, he didn't take her serious, with her suicidal threats and all that. And so maybe that's why, or excuse me. So the thing that's crazy is, so like maybe about a month after she hung herself, COs and inmates at the prison where she was working started to say that they were seeing her at night on that unit, on that cell block. They were seeing her in her wedding dress, like walking down the tier, or like walking down the area like where her lover used to live, the inmate she was having an affair with. And then other ones said that they didn't see her, but they heard like crying or like wailing, like a woman, and there was like no female COs working unit, and there was definitely no female inmates. It was an all male unit, right? Male prison. So they were pretty creeped out by it, like some COs were like kind of freaked out to work that unit, like didn't really want to work that unit, and scared the crap out of them. And then other ones, didn't they didn't really believe it. They just like kind of made jokes about it or whatever. But so like Mr. Dobbs was really sad and upset, about that too, because I mean nobody wants to hear that about a loved one, right? That their spirit or ghost is like displaced like that, like trapped or whatever you want to call it, just wandering each night. And so like hang on a sec. So like I said, a lot of inmates said they saw her too and heard her, and they were pretty like creeped out about it too, like because they got to live there. They were stuck there. I mean, the only thing they could do is like request like a move or something to a different unit. But I know like one of the things that I wanted to answer that I forgot to answer when I recorded this video the first time is a lot of people probably gonna like ask, well, she killed herself at home, so why is her spirit being seen at the prison? And I had kind of thought that. I mean, a lot of us thought that in the beginning too. Like, well, why is her spirit being seen at the prison and not at her house? But I mean, I've heard of this before. Like, if you watch like paranormal, programs like Paranormal Investigators, stuff like that, like sometimes the spirit will actually haunt or be trapped at a place where they were like the most emotionally attached to, right? So, and this is just my theory. Like I'm just guessing, right? And I like because like I can't prove that it's true or not. It was just stuff that we heard. I didn't work at that prison, so this is just going off of what those COs and those inmates were saying. But a lot of times they say a person's spirit can be trapped or will travel to the place where they were the most emotionally attached to. And I assume that it was because she was like I guess in love with that inmate or whatever, and they had their affair there for like a couple months or however long it was. But that's it's pretty much the story. It was a tragic thing that happened. She killed herself over losing her job and being caught with the inmate, and losing her husband over it. Sad, tragic story, and also, like I said, kind of creepy because of the whole, you know, being the ghost being seen in the wedding dress and all that. That's pretty creepy. It would scare the shit out of me. But anyway, that's my story for now. Like I said, it's a short story, but I thought it was a pretty good one. I hope you guys like it, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and don't forget to comment. And until the next one, that's it for now. Your homie Big Cisco. Peace.